Joining us now, holy hell, future Hall of Famer, absolute freak show on the football field. This past weekend against the Jets, he had 2 sacks and a forced fumble. He's flying all over the place. Wow. He's somehow faster than everybody, stronger than everybody, smarter than everybody, and he's a young man, just 24 years old, hasn't even been paid yet, out of Penn State, all pro, Dallas Cowboy, Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Yo, what's good, fellas?
I want to let you know, Micah, there was a little bit of doubt if you were going to come on the show today. Out of a lot of us, I am pumped that you're here. Thank you for joining us, dude.
Yeah, don't worry. Never no doubt on mine.
Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that I was on your side, because on my side, there was a lot of doubt. We were worried, but we were excited to chit-chat with you. Let's dive in. Obviously, we're listening to your podcast with Bleacher Report. You're crushing it.
Yeah.
Way to go. I'm happy you're doing that. But we heard you break down about how this is the 3rd year in the system, 3rd year in Quinn's system. You feel mature. Your team is flying around more than ever. This year feels different for you guys than the past couple years, Micah? For real?
Yeah, it feels completely different. I feel like there's a complete 360 turnaround. Because it's hard when you first bring in a bunch of free agent guys and you sign them to 2-year deals and things like that. You never know how things are going to turn out. But I think the first year we were like, okay, we could really fit in the system. The second year was like everyone grew. Everyone felt like, okay, now we got the ins and outs. We still learn how to play together. But I think this year, man, coming in the camp, after camp, we was like, man, we know we're capable of, we all know how each other play. We all know what each other like. Like, the guys is adding Gilly, the safety, and bro, it's looking dangerous right now. I can't even lie to you.
Yeah, I'd say. I'm happy to hear you guys thought the same going into the season, because watching you guys has been fantastic. Go ahead, AJ.
I'm curious what it's like to play for D coordinator Dan Quinn. We see him up in the booth with his backwards hat going crazy. Romo's doing voiceovers on what he thinks he might be saying. Like, how fun is it to play for him, and what does he do to, I guess, maybe simplify things or just have you guys playing so fast? Like, you're all every play, everybody's flying to the ball.
Yeah, one thing about Quinn, he's gonna make it real nice and simple for us. I mean, even in camp, he brought out, he brought some of the top guys into the room and was like, what do we like? What do we don't like? What can we throw out? What does everyone feel comfortable with? Where do we want to go with this? And, it's just all about us. And he don't care about nothing. I feel like he really lives God, family, and just us. So I think that's one thing that I give credit to. Like, he just doesn't, he don't care if it's on him or whatever it is. He just wants us to play fast, and he simplifies it very much. And, every week he got some new stuff where he just talking about the ball. And if you talk about the ball enough, you're going to get that thing.
Yeah, and he has emotion and passion. I assume you guys love watching this. He wants to win just as bad as you guys do. And whatever you think about your career, especially in, Quinn's defense, and he got some head coaching opportunities, and he said, I'll stay here and keep doing this with the backwards hat on. He knows you guys can be historic. When we watch the highlights of you, is it him putting you in a position, or you just being faster than every human on the football field? Aside from game 1, where you were playing Mike, I think the transition into the NFL has been so seemingly easy for you. Have you found it to be the same way?
I just kind of found my way. I always felt like, I would say it's a little bit of both. He kind of puts me in these positions, and he's like, hey, let's see what you can do. And I'm like, all right, now just watch this. He challenged me and pushes me. So I never want to let him down because, I really feel like he's really like an uncle to me. But, coming into the league, it's always challenging. But I always had the mindset, like, man, I got to get better. Like, I can't fail. Like, and, I always put that in the back of my mind. So I feel like I always go harder than a lot of other people.
Yeah. You're an old school guy. You feel that way? You're an old school type football player?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm an old school football player. And I definitely feel like I bring a lot more passion to the game than a lot of guys. A lot of guys are just here just to be here. They're happy to be there. Versus me, where, man, I feel like, I have so much gratitude for the game, gratitude for life, and, just thankful for everything I got and where I'm going.
Bro, they've been talking about you like Hall of Fame since, week 3 of your rookie year. How do you stay, I don't want to say humble, but off seasons, how do you continue to want to grow? It's just like how you're raised or how you're made, because they were crowning you, your 4th game pretty much is like, here it is. This is the fucking next one. You've lived up to it, and you haven't had really a drop off. It seems like this year, after all the hype and everything, it's like, is Micah still going to continue? You've gotten better somehow. How and why is that the case, you think?
I'm just so hungry, and I really put my faith into the Lord, man. And it's easy to get complacent and say, hey, you're here, so you don't have to get any better. And, I can definitely live off just being 8 to 12 sack guy for the rest of my career and be a really great. But, the great Kobe said, are you willing to chase perfection and keep going when the distance is unknown? And that, to me, it always sits in. And I'm like, man, like if Kobe kept chasing and he's going after this, something special to see, something that no one's ever seen before, I can too, man. So I definitely adapt the mindset and challenge my mindset of what I want to do and where I want to go.
Hey, that mentality's not normal, bro. Congrats on having it, and congrats on executing and exercising it. Rest in peace to Kobe. Darius has a question for you.
Yeah, Michael, Pat talked about you being a dog from day one. Coming in, being drafted, I think, as an off-ball kind of linebacker. And we saw on Hard Knocks you were doing kind of everything. What was that conversation like, if it was one, with you and Quinn about moving primarily to edge, which is obviously probably the second most important position after quarterback?
Yeah, actually, when I came into rookie minicamp OTAs, he had me do a little, because he knew I was like a pass rushing linebacker when he drafted me. He was like, man, that was kind of like the hedge. Once the quarterbacks were taken, that's the reason why we took you, because you weren't just a linebacker. You were a guy that we saw blitz a lot and won. So I want to see you do a little rushing. And when he saw, he said, man, how'd you do that? Like, I was like, man, I don't know. It just felt natural to me. It just seemed right. He was like, I just want to see you keep doing it. And he kind of just kept, just feeding it to me. Like, he kept putting me against some backup guys, some 3 guys. And he's like, you know what, you're beating the hell out of them. Let's put you against Tyron and LC. Yep. And, they kind of beat the hell out of me a little bit. And I was like, man, I started learning from them guys. It's like, man, how do I do this? How do I do that? And then eventually, Quinn was like, you could really be really good at this. We know what this is, like your superpower. I think you should grow in this. And, he's like, this other stuff you'll learn, but he's like, this right here, this is special. And I think, he just trusted that once he's seen it, he just knew.
Yeah, I'd say. And now you have a podcast called The Edge on Bleacher Report. I believe everybody can't wait to watch you take snaps. Go ahead, AJ.
Do you ever care where you line up pre-snap? We know you can move around Dan Quinn. I'm sure every single week he's just dreaming up different ways of how he can get you to affect the quarterback. Does it matter to you where you line up or what you're doing?
Nah, for me, I don't care if I'm left, right, middle, wherever the coach want me to line up, wherever it's set up to play, because I really like to rush all over so that way they can identify me. I feel like that's really been a difference this year. I've been over the guards, I've been over the centers, I've been over the right side, the left side. So it's hard for teams to get an edge on me where I'm at. And instead of some guys where they just want to strictly left up on the left side or strictly just want to stay on the right side, and it's easier to find. And I told coach, I was like, man, I'm not going for that this year. I'm not staying on the right side. I need to be moving around. Like, I don't want these guys to constantly be finding me. They got to come look for me. They need a game plan more. And that was like one of my things in my extra interviews, and so far it's been great.
Yeah, it's working out, I think. I love the fact that Quinn also is like, yeah, bub, we'll do whatever. I've seen you on the sideline a couple plays, though, too. Are we resting? What is that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Haven't we seen you out there? Have we seen you on the sideline?
Yeah, that's true. That's not my call, but we got so much depth. And, it's hard when you got so many guys like Sam Williams, Dorrance Armstrong, and you got Dante Fowler. We got such a high position group that's like you can constantly keep guys fresh, keep guys going, keep guys in the flow of the game. And so far with the rotations, it's been pretty successful in how much we've been dominating. So I don't think they're going to go away from it. And you always remember it's a long season ahead, and we thinking about Vegas, baby. So, so I think there's always a part in that too.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that you're okay with it, because I was watching. I'm like, we got an alien saying, why?
Put him in.
I didn't say I was okay with it, but I understand.
Yeah, but as soon as you get back in, you get a sack, you break. And then that on all fours crawl. Awesome. Hey, you're moving, bro. You are moving on that. You work on that?
Yeah, I've been working on it all camp. So, like, I was like, this year coming in, I was like, yo, I hope y'all know, like, I'm like possessed this year. Like, I hope everyone's ready to work. I hope everyone's ready for this line mentality. Like, I be going around the locker room growling at people. Like, I'm out there jumping around. I'm growling at Dak before, and Cam. Like, I hope y'all ready for this shit, bro. Like, I'm gonna kill you today. Like, I'm hunting you. Like, I'm letting everyone know. Like, so when they see it, they're like, man, like, this dude's really nuts. Like, especially some of the rookies. It's funny them see them coming in. It's like, bro, you really like that? I was like, you ain't really seen nothing yet. Like, he's like, you really a possessed lion? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm crazy. Like, I'm thrown off. Like,
These kids coming into the NFL going, what the fuck?
Yeah. Shit,
It's like, they got an actual animal in here. Have you seen this guy? He's on all fours.
He's barking.
This guy's running and barking and growling at people.
Yeah.
And he's faster, stronger, more agile than literally everybody else on the field. Ty has a question for you, Micah.
Yeah, Micah, we had J.J. Watt on, and he was talking about the play from last week with Myles Garrett, where he's kind of crossing up in front of the center, and then boom, just slips right around him for I don't think he actually got the sack, but just completely blew up the play. And he was saying how like some days you're just in the zone, and it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to do whatever you want to do out there. You're one of those guys who, whenever we watch you, like the expectation is just like, all right, he's going to have multiple sacks today, or he's going to have a defensive touchdown, or he's going to have a bunch of hurries or whatever. Do you always just feel like you're in the zone for 60 minutes every single Sunday?
Yeah, man, and it's hard to even tell my family this because they're always like worried about me. They're like, "What's wrong?" Like even the day before, I go so quiet and like I'm just so focused, so locked in. They're like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm focused. Like, I'm ready to hunt. Like I'm into my zone. Or like I'm going into my mental space. Like I close my eyes. Like I really dive into such a battle. Like I'm preparing for war. I'm preparing to kill. I'm preparing to hunt. Like it's a space that it's a scary place that I don't think a lot of people are willing to go. So when I say them outrageous things on Twitter, when I say looking in the eye, looking death in the eye is a scary place, like I really mean that. Like when I see my offensive tackles align for me, I want them to stop avoiding eye contact. Like look me in the eye. Like I want you to know, like this is like for real. Like this is like serious.
Hey, you gotta start wearing those red contacts.
Yeah.
You know those red contacts that guys used to wear? Who was that?
Van Bosch.
Van and Bosch. He used to have those red contacts in where it was like, as soon as you look at his eyes, it's like, oh, this guy's a psychopath.
Yeah, devil.
Yeah, this guy's the actual devil on the other side. I don't know if that's what you need to go with as opposed
No, I don't want to be the devil.
Yeah.
I want to be like
animal, yeah. So maybe we get like the cat slits.
Yeah.
Like the
Snake.
like maybe a snake eyes. Yeah, something to think about just next year, as you evolve, as you continue to get better. Is there guys around the league that you watch and study film of, or is there guys you chat with around the league as pass rushers?
Yeah. So I chat a lot with Max Crosby. I chat a lot with Vaughn. I actually sent them clips like, hey, what do you think of this guy? I chat with my guy, dang, why am I blacking out on this?
Wow, because you're in the zone. Yeah, you're an animal. Yeah, fuck this guy. Yeah.
And a guy that I love to watch is Myles Garrett because in terms of just pass rush and what he does, definitely they move him around a lot and how they use him. But the thing that I like about Myles is like I feel like he kind of gets the same treatment as I get. Constant double teams, constant slides. I think when you talk about like disruption, I think he's like right there, tit for tat, and like the type of presence that he gets from opposing offenses.
Hell yeah, and I assume he's doing the same for you. Go ahead, AJ.
What's your relationship like with Jerry Jones, the owner? And I would assume you're going to ask him for about $1 billion.
Oh yeah, congrats on that, by the way. Congrats on getting $1 billion deal. Woo! Way to go.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
No, that's Mahomes. He's the one that gets $1 billion deals. We're all just living in Mahomes world. But no, me and Jerry's super cool, man. I never seen an owner take care of his players like the way he does. Anytime I call him up or anytime I need to get a hold of him, he finds a way to reach back out to me. I know he's a busy man, and he takes care of me and my family. Like, if you find out my mom's at a game, he makes sure she's in safe, make sure she's set up right, and he does the utmost love and respect for me and my family. So I couldn't be more appreciative.
Have you ever chatted with the AI Jerry Jones that's at the stadium allegedly? Have you seen that thing?
No, I haven't seen nothing like that.
Dude, it's real. They
sick.
gave us a video. It's him sitting down on like a screen, and he goes, the reason why AT&T is and he's answering questions so that when he dies, he can still be in charge forever.
Yeah.
It's an incredible there he is right there. That's AI Jerry Jones. You can ask him any question, Micah. You should go up to AI and say, all right, I saw what Bosa made. Just add another 10 to that. And then AI Jerry Jones will say, of course you give Micah Parsons that type of deal. Bang, we're off and running. The way the team operates, though, the way the Dallas Cowboys is so much different than everywhere else. All eyes are on you guys every single weekend. And the guy who's the quarterback for the team, just like you, is chatted about every single game, every single play. What is the defense's relationship with Dak? What is Dak like in the locker room that we can't see, behind the curtain a little bit? And when Diggs called him a bitch, is that how you guys feel about him on the day-to-day as quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys?
Nah, that's just that dog mentality. That's that anger and aggression that you bring out challenging your teammates. You know how it gets.
Hell yeah.
especially when you're really going at it each and every week, and they're kind of going back and forth. Dak's trying to challenge him, throwing it at him with CD, and challenging him. And Trayvon's coming up with big plays. He's like, keep trying me, and things like that. So it's all love, And Dak's just a guy, bro. He's a guy that just likes to have fun. Dak's like a big kid. He loves outdoors. He's like playing pickleball and just competing, bro. So Dak's just one of the guys. You can never look at Dak any other type of way because, with him, it's all love and with good intent. I don't think Dak has a bad bone in his body. He takes care of the guys. He does really cool stuff for us. So we all love and appreciate Dak for what he does for our team. And he leads. He does everything the right way, always practicing hard, always doing the right thing in the locker room, focus, and, dialed in. So, you can't really say one bad thing about the man.
You a pickleball player?
I am.
How are you? Pretty good? I bet you're a pretty good player.
I'm a world-class athlete. I tell everyone this. No matter if it's basketball, pickleball, volleyball, I'm a world-class athlete.
Any sports you're not great at? Tennis probably a bad one, huh?
Golf.
Golf.
Power, agility, and stuff cannot save you in a golf course.
It actually affects you worse. It hurts you. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a sport to know, though, especially because you're going to be a billionaire.
Right.
So much money out there. Yeah, you'll go get it. Tone has a question for you.
Micah, speaking of being a world-class athlete, I see you come off the edge, and I see your agility, I see your power, and all I can think about is you with the ball in your hands, and then you see what Travis Hunter's doing both ways in college. Have you gone up to Big Mike yet and told him that you need to get some touches on the offensive side of the ball, maybe a couple tosses or something like that?
Yeah, Big Mike actually let me get a couple scout team reps at tight end.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, he might not let y'all know that. I probably shouldn't have spilled the tea.
No, it's good news. That's Big Mike still got his fastball. Is that something that you
well, Mike's super cool, man. I be telling even on the launch days, I do pat and goes with the receivers. I said, Mike, you see me tracking this thing? He's like, yeah, it's a gift. I see you have it. I just keep trying to show him glimpses of whatever opportunities I can get to let him know I'm trying to touch this ball in the NFL.
Let's go. Vrabel, J.J. Watt.
Yep.
I mean, there's
Fridge.
The Fridge obviously had touchdown. There's a storied history of defensive players who are freak athletes scoring touchdowns in the biggest moment. Why not Big Mike? Let's talk about Big Mike. How's he been this year now that he's calling the offense? Is it a different Mike McCarthy? What do you see from him as the head coach of the Cowboys with coming into the season? His seat was the hottest in the league. Talking about now you guys are undefeated, top of the world. What have you seen from Mike and learned from Mike about this year?
Yeah, I think it's been the same with Mike. Since I first got here, he's been a guy who showed the utmost respect for all his players, take care of his guys, find ways for us to recover, find ways for us to get better, and pushes us to the limit. And, he doesn't cross some boundaries, a big family-oriented guy. I mean, he's a truly great coach and a great guy. I would actually hate to ever see anyone like him go. I think he's more nice than anyone other coach in the NFL. And I think sometimes people tend to take that for granted because how nice and genuine he is. So, that's type. And there's really no changes from him. He's just the same guy. I promise. He's the one. Even when I came into the league and I was like, dang, we get this. He's like, yeah, I've never got this. Even free agents guys this is unheard of, the things that Mike does.
Okay, so let's talk about it. I've heard his motivational speeches are second to none. Smashing watermelons, giving all that stuff. He's still delivering the juice, still delivering the heat, even though he's calling play.
He finds different ways. I say, when Coach Mike wants to talk, it's very different. It's definitely nowhere near where you're thinking that he's gonna go, and he goes there. We just learned about the Indian tribe and what it meant and how we should all be a family and things like that. So, Carpe Omnia. Yeah, he goes all the way, deep dives. He researches very well for his.
Yeah, well, he's got to reach you guys. You know what I mean? Sounds like on the offense, he's got the fastball. The defense is flying around. Motivational speeches are great. How about you off the field? You a super diet guy, nutritious? You weigh in all your food before you eat it? What is your life like there?
Yeah, I don't weigh in on my food, but this is the first year I actually got a chef and was like, man, I'm gonna really dial in on what I eat, and I definitely feel a huge difference in the whole thing.
Yeah, the inflammation in your joints. They always say when you eat better, it's you're less in pain, you're less sore, you feel faster. All that's real.
Yeah, all that's true story. Drinking sodas. I used to drink Dr. Peppers and Popeyes Saturday before games.
Oh yeah, so good. So good.
Yeah, I used to.
So good. So you jock now? We got to sit. You have always you shredded.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty shredded right now.
Were you last year when you were Popeyes and Dr. Peppers on Saturdays?
I wouldn't say I was shredded. Like I was a guy that was like barely making weight. Like guy who was like edging it. Like
you're a fatty.
And then like I'm like, I know I'm good. Like
it's a better life now, huh?
It is. It's the way better life.
What are we eating today? Got anything good from the chef? What's on the menu?
It's Taco Tuesday, man.
Hey,
you know what time it is.
I love that. All right, we enjoy the hell out of your off day. We appreciate you making time, and good luck the rest of the way. And also, the podcast is awesome, man. Keep going. The league's better with you in it.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro. You know, I gotta keep grinding, keep getting better, and hopefully get some action just like you one day, man.
Hey, it's gonna be a lot better than whatever we get, pal. You're Micah Parsons.
I don't know, Pat. You doing pretty fucking well.
Yeah. Amen. We all are. Ladies and gentlemen, Micah Parsons. Thank you, buddy.